Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dignified 2K. We're finally here on Xbox. We've got the next gen edition of NBA 2K21. It took forever to get it. I'm a little bit late, but today we've got my Giannis build. I know this is a build that's super popular on my channel every single year, so I wanted to make sure I had it right. I took some time to figure it out. You guys got a little bit of a sneak peek right here, but we're going to be creating this build from the scratch. Now, you could name it Giannis, whatever. I'm just going to do this really quickly. Position. Guys, we're going power forward again. Now, like I said, you need to make sure you pay attention to this. Listen to what I'm saying. I'll kind of go through the creator a little bit, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Of course, right-handed. If you want to do the jersey number, go ahead and throw on 34 for those custom jerseys. Now, another thing I do get asked a lot about, this is just a little bit of a tip. If you change your last name on this to Antetokounmpo and you make it number 34, you'll be able to get a lot of these custom jerseys. Say Giannis gets traded, mid-season, like Miami or something like that. You can get a custom Miami jersey, have Antetokounmpo on the back, and you'll be good to go. Now, this year, it's a little bit different. You do have a lot more freedom with your build, but you still do have caps. For a Giannis build, I think 6'9" is the way. If you guys can see, if we go to an 80 or to a 6'9" to 6'10", we're losing a lot of our driving dunk. So we're going to go ahead and go 6'9". We're going to go with 221. And then our wingspan, Giannis does have a 7'3" wingspan. You could go max if you want, but the way that we're making this build, I think the 7'3" is the way to go. And in real life anyway, Giannis does have a 7'3" wingspan. Now, here's the interesting thing with the builder, guys. This year, you do have a lot more freedom with the builder. You guys can see the first thing, you start off at a 25 overall, and it's your 25 out of 95. And as you guys upgrade your build, you start getting your overall up, and once you hit that 95 threshold when you're done maxing it out, that's when you cannot upgrade your build anymore. Now, one of the key things I would definitely recommend doing first is go ahead and mess around with your physicals. This year you have to upgrade your physicals. Definitely something I would do first and not leave it to where you could do it later. On a Giannis build, he's called the Greek Freak, so we have to max out a lot of this stuff. There's a couple things that we're not going to fully max out. For example, our strength. You'll see why in a little bit. We're going to leave it at an 80, which is going to be a lot better than a majority of people that actually use center builds this year. I've seen a lot of centers go with low strength. Acceleration 74, and we're going to put our speed all the way up so we can have a 77. Now, the interesting thing, and I'll show you guys here what I'm talking about, once we mess with our rebounding stats, for example, my defensive rebound right now is a 25. But once I start maxing it out, you'll see this actually impacts not only just defensive rebound this year, it also impacts your offensive rebound, which is pretty interesting. We're going to go ahead and put that all the way to an 85. So that's something to take in consideration. And as you guys can see in the right hand side over here for potential badge upgrades, if I went less on my offensive rebound, like if I went a lot lower on my rebounding stats, you can see a lot of these badges start going away, which is pretty interesting. Something that we haven't seen, in the past few years. Actually, this is a brand new system. So once you're making builds, not just this Giannis build, if you want to change anything, go ahead. But once you make your actual builds, guys, you need to make sure that you're watching what kind of potential badges you're going to be able to upgrade, and also watch what effects once you upgrade your build. For example, like I said, once you upgrade block, you'll start getting rim protector. So just make sure you know what you're doing and make sure you're paying attention to the badges that you're actually upgrading and unlocking. All right, so let's go back to the Giannis build. We're going to put our block to an 81. We're going to go ahead and max out our perimeter defense. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's just a power forward thing, but we're not going to be able to get clamps. I'll show you guys some of the badges that I'm thinking about using afterwards, so it's not going to be a huge deal. Our interior defense, we're going to go ahead and put it to an 87. And then that's going to give us 19 of our finishing badges. So we're going to go ahead and put our offensive rebound up one more, and we're going to go ahead and get that 20 defensive rebounding. So far, we're not looking too bad. We've got our defensive stats. We've got our physicals. Let's go ahead and go up to the finishing. Now, like I said, it's interesting. You mess around with your driving dunk, you're going to get the driving layup with it this year. So it's not a huge deal, but it is a little bit different than prior years. So we're going to go ahead and just put our driving layup all the way up to a 90. And then we're going to go ahead and put our close shot just to a 64. I don't think close shot's that important this year. You can see by the badges it unlocks, it's not something that I'm not going to really be using on my Giannis build anyway. The only badge that we really unlock is like deep hooks. Like I said, I'm not going to be messing with that too much. So it's not that big of a deal. And like I said, if we have a high driving layup and good finishing badges, I think we'll be fine in that aspect. Then last for our Giannis build, of course, we want our standing dunk to be high so we can get some more badges. So we're going to go ahead and put that to a 95. And as you guys can see, we're an 87 overall out of the 95 to max out our build. We have 2 more categories to go. We'll go ahead and mess around with the ball handling. What we're going to do, our ball handling, you guys know this year, you get the pro dribble moves at 80, but you do unlock a lot of different animations when you get that 70 threshold. So we're going to go ahead and put it to 72. I just think it's going to be nice to have, and the playmaking badges are going to be nice as well. Speed with ball, we're going to go to 72. And then for our pass accuracy, we're going to go all the way just to 32 so we can get those 5 badges. You don't really unlock much, but I do think 5 is going to be worth having on a build like this. That leaves us with our last category, our shooting upgrades. This is what's going to be super nice. Past years, you guys know my Giannis build has been able to shoot lights out. This year, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. As Giannis develops his 3-point shot, you know, we're going to go ahead and max out this as well. We're not going to max it out, but we're going to go ahead and put it to a 78. And that's going to be, oh my gosh, like imagine this build with a 79 3-pointer, guys, is going to be crazy. Plus the +4. This build is going to be insane once we max it out. So we're at a 94 overall, and I think we have like 1 more that we can mess with. We could put it on our driving layup. We can't put it on strength. I don't know how this actually affects it this year. I think it's the only one that we can put it on. It's the only one that's highlighted. So we're going to go ahead and put it on our driving layup. And that's going to be our Giannis build. 24, 7, 5, and 20. Now, the original plan, I'm going to mess around with this build, play with it in the creator a little bit, play with it in the park. This is on Xbox, so it's not going to be my official build quite yet. I kind of want to play with it and see how it actually works. Hopefully, I can get some of these badges before the PS5 comes out. And that's the one that I'm going to really be taking serious. Another thing you guys got to think about, I will be hitting legend. So I'll have 34, 17, 15, and 30. So that's going to be a lot different for me. The way I like to play, I think this is going to be perfect. If you want to change something, go ahead. But 24, 7, 5, and 20 on a Giannis build, I think is really all you could ask for. This is what's going to be interesting. I want you guys to remember, if you guys can think back, there's something called the Mamba Mentality badge. So basically, once you get all of your badges, you can change your takeover whenever you want. You do get to pick 2 takeovers this year, your primary and your secondary. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen too many people actually unlock both takeovers in the same game. Until you get takeover booster, I don't think that's going to be that likely. So the primary one is going to be the one that you want to use probably the most often until you get that takeover booster. For me on a Giannis build, we're going to go ahead and put finishing moves. It helps you absorb contact. I've seen some people use blow by. I don't really think advanced gatherers would be that nice. You know, I never know. Some of these Euros and stuff might be pretty good this year again. But for this, we're going to put finishing moves. And for our secondary, if we really wanted to, we could put sharp takeover. But something like, you know, interior badge drop, that could be nice. Paint intimidation. I think this is what I will use. It delivers a severe penalty to every contested shot in the paint. For a Giannis build, I think that's going to be perfect. We'll be able to get a lot of snatch blocks and stuff like that. Or you could even go with one of these, box out wall, see the future. And you know that badge was in there last year. To be honest with you, they kind of broke down all of these different takeovers and made them separate. So it's kind of the same stuff, but they just made it a little bit different. I think I could see a lot of people using box out wall. To be honest, that might be what I use on my Giannis build. And we're going to be done. And ladies and gentlemen, we make a build that I have not seen before. It's called a 2-way slashing shot creator. And you guys can even see we've got the shades of Giannis Antetokounmpo. This build is going to be glitchy. Now you will see, like I said, we got the 24, 7, 5, and 20. I want to show you guys a few things. I'm not going to take too long on this. There are some new badges like Fearless Finisher. I'm going to go through real quickly. Some of the stuff that I think is going to be really good, for example, like this Heat Seeker badge. It says shots taken around the paint area, including dunks and layups, will receive a greater boost towards your takeover meter. So basically, any like these dunks that I'm going to be getting a lot more takeover. So Heat Seeker, right off the bat, that's going on Hall of Fame. A lot of these badges are the same. So like Posterizer, I definitely would go on Hall of Fame. Acrobat, I'd probably put it on gold. Fearless Finisher is actually the same thing as I think is Relentless Finisher. So we might put that like on silver. Rise Up, it actually helps you get a lot more of these standing dunks in the paint. So some of these big man contact dunks, if you guys want to get a little bit more of those, I would definitely put Rise Up like on silver or gold. Probably put on silver. I'll put putback boss on just so I can get some putback dunks. And we still have our 8 upgrades left. I'll put on slithery. And then at this point, it's kind of all up to you. I'll probably put on pro touch on gold or Hall of Fame. And then we might even do slithery on Hall of Fame again. Shooting badges wise, it's kind of the same as prior years, but this is so much nicer, guys. I'm gonna have 7 shooting badges. 7 shooting badges on the Giannis build is better than pretty much anything I've ever had. Now we'll look at it real quick. I still think Green Machine on silver is going to be a nice badge for this build. Hot Zone Hunter, go ahead and throw that on gold. And then it's kind of up to you what else you want to put on. This year, I don't think there's going to be a range extender. There's something that's called deep threes, which it says it helps you shoot, from 3-point arc. I don't know if that's going to count towards mid ranges. I don't think it will since it's called deep threes. But I don't think there's actually a range extender badge, so maybe catch and shoot on silver would be nice for a build that's going to spot up in the mid-range. And like I said, my 3-point and my mid-range are really high, so having these shooting badges is going to help me be lights out in the mid-range especially. Playmaking badges wise, we actually get ankle breaker and handles for days this year. Now I do only get 5 right now, but like I said, I do plan on hitting legend, so once I hit legend, this is going to be crazy. Quick first step, of course, we're going to go ahead and put it on gold and maybe handles for days. If I don't really like how it works, we might put on unpluckable. Either one's going to be fine. And then last, we do have 20 of these defensive badge upgrades. A lot of the same stuff, some new stuff as well. We'll go ahead and look at it, like ankle braces. It helps you not get broken as much. I don't think you'll get as many ankle breaking animations, if that makes sense. Box out, all the same. Chase down, intimidators, the same. There's another one I think I saw that was new. I think it's called Hot Stopper. It gives an additional boost towards your takeover progress after you make a good play. So if you get like a block or anything like that, apparently this is going to give you a little bit more of your boost if you have like rim protector takeover or even that glass cleaning takeover. So that's up to you. But we will go ahead and throw on Intimidator on gold. I think Rebound Chaser on Hall of Fame is going to be needed. Rim Protector on Hall of Fame. Might do Chase Down on silver or gold. Brick Wall maybe on silver. Box maybe on silver. Then after this, man, it's really up to you. There's not too many more. Maybe Pogo Stick. I don't know how that's going to work in current gen. But actually, we do get clamps. So that's going to be interesting. I didn't think we got clamps before. So I definitely would throw on clamps instead and maybe do something like this. Maybe put on bronze box and gold clamps. This is going to be crazy build, guys. It's going to be good in the paint. It's going to be good on the perimeter. It's going to be lights out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, like I said, to go follow me on Twitch. We will be streaming later today, going into the park for the first time on this build. So if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, it's been your boy Dignified. I'm out. Peace.